Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Failure Effect. I realize it's been a long break, but we're finally back. And this week we are back with Abel, the MC.
Yay.
Abel Opiyo, welcome to the show. Please say hello to our viewers.
Hi guys. So nice to be here. Thank you so very much for having me.
It's lovely to have you here. Let's get straight into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What exactly do you do? I mean, I know you're an MC,
Yeah.
But what does that entail? And if you do anything else, what else do you do?
All right. I am an MC, by the way, and also an author. I think I've written the first book of MCing together with Dr. Fanike. Yay!
Wow.
There's a win there about. So I have a background in media management.
Okay.
It's media management, but I never got to really work in that space. So this beautiful thing called MCing came in, and that's what I've been doing for a very long time. And now I'm training to be a corporate trainer on matters communication and human relations at workspaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So HR, essentially.
It is HR, but not the employment part. It's just dealing with one-on-one with people in the workspaces.
Right.
And it includes the finance guys, meeting the IT guys, no isolation, just making sure that they work together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been emceeing for?
This year will be my 19th year.
Wow.
So I'm turning 20 next year.
Okay.
I'm turning 20 next year in the MCing field.
Okay. Because I was a bit worried.
Yeah.
Like you're 19 years old, right?
19 in the game, 20
Okay.
next year. And God willing, we will be I'll be doing now the free fix for the book. Should be the final Art of MCing book. So it will be doing Art of MCing too. So
Okay.
20 years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, this is the failure effect. And so we discuss how people recover from failure.
Yeah.
And you have a very interesting theory, about umbrellas.
Yeah.
So let's go straight into that because, you have different seasons in life that are covered, by different parts of the umbrella, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, tell us about the very first impact, that taught you this lesson.
Fantastic. It's interesting because I was just having a conversation with one of my friends and we were talking about actually just observing seasons in our lives.
Yeah.
And so one thing that I've noticed, or rather I've come to notice, that seasons really do change. Seasons really do change. And if you're not keen, you're going to lose something.
Yeah.
So for me, I will go for the three panels of it. And number one is self, that is me. And I assumed a lot of things. So you always think you'll forever be 20, be 22 forever, and what have you.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I remember in my 20s, that is mid-20s thereabout. So now I'm out of campus, and there's a lot of money coming in.
From where?
I started gigging. I started gigging straight from campus.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was on TV. I was on one of the biggest platforms called Groove Awards. So there was money. I had a lot of attention and what have you. So I thought it's an endless tap.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I squandered.
Oh.
Yeah, I squandered it.
But you were 20-something. I mean, obviously, that's what you do with money in your 20s. You squander it.
It's the lie.
Okay.
I think it's the lie. I have a small brother who is studying in the States, and he's telling me it's quite different when you tilt the glass. That is to say, where he is now, people who are young, making money, but doing also a lot. You get the difference?
Yeah.
Yet I'm here, bouncing place to place, buying the most nice things I could ever buy. When I had money, it was spend, not save, and what have you. So that's what was my biggest thing. That's what about self. And I also held for a very long time to issues or other friendships that were done.
Okay.
Completely done.
Okay.
And I became a victim for a very long time. She did this, he did that.
Okay.
It was I'm safe, I'm the angel. And
Right.
Yeah.
It's always the fault.
It's just somebody else except me. Everybody else has a problem except me.
Yeah.
And that was a very big place because for self, that was a very, very, very dangerous place. Because I spent, oh my goodness, I spent money that I wish I have right now.
We all
Yeah, and I never thought that season will come to tilt. And then it goes down to now, again, friendships now. That is one of the biggest things, again, I realized. I've had friends, and then when they say in your 30s you start losing people, it's so true.
Right.
But it's so true. It's very true. When you get to your 30s now, you start losing people. And it's because again, the seasons are changing. And these are the immediate thing. When we grow older, we move away from family, right?
Yeah.
And we start clinging on friends because
Yes.
now we want to get out of the house. We want to really start a life, get girlfriends and boyfriends and more friends and other friends. And we're really trying to expand outside the home. And that's another big place. I think on my season thing, it's been heavy. It's been heavy because one of the things is you realize it's a very small circle. I had this joke that sometimes they're so small you even wonder if it's really a circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a triangle now or is it a square? You really wonder if it's a circle. So that's what happened. So they're very close. I mean, they're very small and you really want to keep them there. You really want to do everything that they say. You want to jump around with them. You want to
Yes.
buy what they buy.
Yes.
Even if you can't afford it, you want to go like, oh, yes, I remember. I remember this particular time we packed up. Everybody had planned it. So, hey, we're going for a trip down to South Coast. I remember I just sold my car. And I really, now, finance again to friendship, I really dug into that particular pocket because my idea was get the money, invest it somewhere else. But I didn't want to miss out.
Yes.
So I packed up bags and I was down and this coast for a week thereabout. And this we are men, so we take care of our own.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you blew a whole bunch of cash.
Yeah, believe me. So I called my banker. I had a banker back then, a very good friend of mine who actually had banked this with the banker. I just come from my 8 to 5, so it was a freelance. I just jumped onto the freelance. So money is not trickling in the way it was.
Yeah.
Right. So I gig. I am gigging. I have these MCing gigs coming in. And then I have, what is it called now? I have an 8 to 5, which was paying. So money was really coming in. And so I decided to quit on the 8 to 5 so that I can concentrate on the emceeing part. And there it goes. So I'm assuming I'm living in this, there's a particular pocket where I can dip from.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's nothing coming in. There's something going out.
Yeah.
So I spent a big hefty amount of cash. I won't say how much for purposes of
Sonko,
shame.
you are Sonko.
When I think about that moment. So yeah, I dig into that pocket. I called my banker guy. I'm in Mombasa. I'm like, hey, you need to. And they're like, Abel, you were supposed to make this money. No. Dude, it's my money. You didn't work for it. It's my money. Send me my money. And and I think he got really mad at me and he sent the entire cash. Yeah. And I didn't know that I was constantly calling him and I'd never checked.
Yeah.
So I was slowly eating into it.
Yeah.
And as soon as he realized, I'm like, get your money. I didn't know. So it's in my card. So it's a swipe thing. And then I come back to Nairobi. And I'm trying to analyze. I call him and I'm like, hey, you still have money? They're like, no, I don't have any money of yours. I'm like, but dude, according to he said, no.
I sent you everything.
They're like, what do you mean? They're like, no. And I'm like, dude, you can't do this to me. He's like, please check your mail.
Oh.
Yeah. And I checked my mail and I realized the amount of cash that was coming to me.
Yeah.
The last bunch was actually what he sent me when I was in Mombasa.
And you had finished it?
It was done. It was kaput.
Ooh. Okay, so then what happened next? I mean, like, what?
So I realized now I'm empty and I'm literally running on fumes, like it's fumes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I going to do about this? And I think in this sort of same space is when I lose my dad now. He got sick.
Okay.
Cancer, after a few months, it was stage 4. It's quite a very heavy process. And I'm out. Like, wow, I'm out here and what else? By the way, my dad used to be my confidant. So he was he's the guy who used to push me.
Yeah.
My mom is loving, caring and all that. But my dad is the guy who call when you're down and he says something and you feel like you're going to conquer and all that.
Yeah.
So, so those the reality checks now start checking in.
Okay.
You don't have money. You don't have a plan. You've lost. You pleasing friends. And I'm like, what's going really on?
Yeah.
And now comes the third part of adaptability.
Okay.
And I hope this is okay. If I say this is Eric from Uliza Link, I really regret I didn't listen to you. So,
Okay. So Eric, I hope you had that.
yeah. So Eric approaches me. This is the bubble of the digital space.
Yeah.
And Eric approaches me and he's like, Abel, I need you to give me your account. I need to run it. I'm like, you run my account? What do you mean run my account? My social media account? What do you mean, Eric? Be serious. Don't you think I have enough fingers to do this? And he's like, you're doing poorly, dude. I can help you.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I can do this. And I'm the laziest person in the digital space.
Okay.
So digital is here. I did not adapt. And so I did not know that it's going to eat into my...
Wait, okay, before we go there, you joined social media. You were an early adapter to social media when it first... we're talking about those days when LimeWire existed, when Facebook was a place we used to poke each other.
Exactly.
You know, so you got onto the platform pretty early. What is this laziness that you're talking about?
I thought it's being private. It was way before it was this cool. You have to have an iPhone 13 to shoot a sharp video. That was not it. It was you getting content out. It was not you trying to get the sharpest picture out. It was just getting content out.
Yeah.
Then the invent of Instagram came, so we are looking for sharper, better photos.
Yeah.
But now, back then, it was just getting content out. And so I thought I actually really changed lots of my names. From Mark Habel to MC Abel to Mark Ain Abel. It was just a lot of things. I bring back to Habel Opiyo, my real name. And I was just bouncing. I wasn't very straight about it. So this is the third part, and it's crazy. So Eric tells me way back that we really need to jump on this. I said, no, I don't want to jump on this. I'm like, this is my private space. Let me, this is my, dude, I'm a media manager by profession.
Yeah.
Little did I know, I'm not good at editing. There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right now, we are here in this particular podcast, and somebody else is doing the audio and is going to do the video. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
So by adaptability, you mean we jump on board and go with it.
Yeah.
So I lost track along the way. I was like, there are things I don't want to share. Like I was this guy, I don't want to share about my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But this is content.
Yeah.
I don't want to share where I go for food. But I love good food.
Okay.
Oh, I love good food.
But you're not the person who
Like,
makes everyone
I'll tell you,
stop
no,
eating and take pictures.
No. I won't do that. Even if I do take the photo, it will be for somebody else, but not for me.
Okay.
I'd rather shoot my coffee and it's constantly black.
Right.
So boring.
Okay.
So that's what happens. Eric tries to onboard me. I'm like, no. Years pass by. And so I'm seated in a place. Corona comes.
Ah, yes. And suddenly everyone is on social media, and that's the only way that we had to communicate with each other.
Except who?
Abel.
Because I'm private.
Okay.
I don't want to show you what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
And people really need these very real things authentic things about yourself. And I'm like, I don't want to share that. I'm old school. I don't want to share that. That's pretty private.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you my sisters. By the way, I'm born in a family of 8. So I don't want to show you my sisters. I don't want to show you my mom, my dad. I don't want to do that. Just want to keep it private. And so the privacy affected almost everything, because even at work, I used to think, I can't say this. I can't share this on social media. No. I have to wait for a week and post. And you see, that's late. That's old news already. That's gone. I mean, study the times at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'm like, what is this? So I became a student of the digital. I know so much about digital in theory, but I'm not a practitioner completely. So Corona comes and there's a new wave of people who come in called influencers.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, they're doing dope things.
Yes.
And I'm like, I listened to Esther from CTA telling guys, adapt, jump, go, create. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And he's doing it with a lot of ease. For him, he's doing it with a lot of ease. I felt so hard about it. So there I am. I didn't adapt well enough. Didn't have my jacket during the rain. And so I remember this particular time, I go for an interview for a job. It's a gig. It's very good, well-paying gig. Good paying gig.
What was the gig exactly?
I was hosting. I was supposed to be the MC. Beautiful.
MC of what sort of?
It was a product. What are they doing? They were unveiling a new show. These guys were unveiling a new show.
Okay.
And so they look around and say like, we've slotted this guy. We've checked him out. We've seen his profile. It's beautiful. Let's have him. And so I walk in. We make even the program together.
Yeah.
We thrash it through and we're done, because the other person on the other side is my friend. So I knew this is a done deal. It's like, don't worry, I'll sort the other part. let's do this. So I get in, we discuss the program, I twist it because I have a background in the events space, like events management. So I'm like, this, if you do this, like all the things, we put them together and it's done and dusted. So I leave the office and she goes like, hey, Abel, make sure you send me your invoice. And thanks to Canva. Have you ever used Canva?
Yes.
I use Canva. So quickly, it was like a 400-500 meters walk to an Uber. No, I wasn't using an Uber. I was walking to another friend's office. So by the way, I was walking and making on it Canva invoice, and I'm done the invoice quotation, and I send it. And then the thumbs up on WhatsApp, like, yay.
And so as far as you're concerned, you're just waiting for the money to check into the account. Everything is sorted.
It was going to check in.
Yeah.
I promise you, it was going to check in. And it was going to check in the 7 a.m. It was 6. Ooh. Yeah, it was going to check in at 7. Sharp. I was ready. In fact, I'd already budgeted. I was like, rent. I'd already budgeted for this my debt. And I'm like, okay, cool now. So I called my friend, I'm like, are you in the office? Because I'm excited, I want to go see her.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I want to come to see you. Okay, good. I'm in your address, I'm in your address today.
Your song going once again.
Yeah, I'm all this pompous again. I'm in your address. I'm going to come. So I call her. She's like, okay, I'm not at the office. Please do pass by. Actually, she's a mentor to my young sisters.
Okay.
And so I walk out of the office, send this message. And there's a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And I actually walk. It was 30, they're about 500 meters away.
Yeah.
I walk into office, and as soon as I sit, I hear this notification on my phone.
Right.
They're like, unfortunately, Abel, we cannot work with you on this one. The gig is tomorrow. And I'm so torn. And then I'm like, and they're like, yeah, I know. We presented your profile to our boss, and they said, you don't have traction.
On social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there I am. I'm like, what do these guys mean? Of course, my ego is poked.
Yeah.
I'm like, do they know that I've been doing this thing for 19 years? For God's sake, I speak 3 languages. I'm the best Swahili speaker they can ever listen to. I speak very good English.
Yeah.
My French is quite it. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
And who's replacing me? I'm having all these emotions coming on me.
Yeah.
And I wonder, how am I going to solve this? How am I going to solve this? And there I realized, somebody told me this 7-10 years ago. Dude, adapt. Adapt. I don't care how you're going to do it, just adapt. Do us a selfie, do us a video. And there are very many shortcuts to it.
Yeah.
And here I am. I just lost my first account. I lost my previous account on Instagram, because I think Instagram is usually the first place people go to before they go to now peg on Facebook and what have you.
Yeah.
So I've just lost my first account. And so I'm again building from thereabout. I was almost at 7,000, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'm building. I'm now at 500. So I've just lost it.
Yeah.
Remember, Abel is not a fast builder. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
I don't know how to hoax it.
Yeah.
Like buy a page and whatever. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Or buy bots, pretend that you bought.
I don't know how to do all that.
Yeah.
The only authenticity that I can share is me trying to build up and say, I did this on my own. So you can see the 3 panels. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And I really complained. I've had this conversation with quite a number of people, and I'm like, what is relatable here? How do you relate these 2 worlds? I'm an MC. How is my social media page affecting your gig?
Yeah.
I'm coming to host. Whatever happens to your social media page, that's up to you. But unfortunately, it's becoming a standard of measure. Like, we have to tick this box. We have, Wayua is doing a podcast. Yes. Is she having traction? Is she having numbers? What's her audience? What are the age groups? So can this product fit in this space?
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Can Wayua shout us out better? Can she sell us? May you sell them Range Rovers anyway, and that's what they're looking at, and I did not know about it actually. So it really beat me, and it was so sad and hard. So you're pegged on Wayua who knows me or somebody else who knows me who'll vouch for me in a room, and they really struggle because now my friend who was giving me the lady who was now giving me this gig, let me call her HR for this particular part. She knows my capabilities. She knows my abilities and what she's seen me in action. She's seen me do stuff. And even when she was vouching for me, and this was just the first time us meeting, despite her just kept through all my social media platforms and seeing the journey that I'd walked. And she comes and actually she calls me later and she's like, I'm very sorry. I was really looking forward to work with you. I'm really sorry. I tried, but you have to do something about your social media pages because these decisions are being made right where I'm seated. Like where I'm seated, even the spaces that I am in. No matter how loud I'll shout about it, you have to do something about it. And so that really got me thinking, and I'm like, oh, goodness.
Yeah.
So first of all, season shifted. I don't know about anything about myself. And I think I am forever going to be in my 20s.
Right.
Yeah. And then number two, I have all these friends around me who I really do not know how to handle myself around because I'm afraid I'm going to lose them and they're fewer. Then there's this part of adaptability to the seasons that are there.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Right? What do I do next? One of the biggest thing I think I did was writing my book. That
Okay.
book, yeah. That
Okay.
I think for now that's one of the biggest thing I've ever done because now I've even had friends, some of my friends who were invited coming to ask, why did I write that book? I'm like, why not? Because nobody had written it.
Right.
You should have seen me when I came out of Kenya Library, National Library.
Yes,
Where they're
yes.
giving me the ISBN number.
Yes.
Ooh, you should have seen me. They were like, we have never seen this.
A book
Can
about
you tell us
emceeing.
more about this?
Yeah.
I'm like, you've never? And you're a librarian? How long have you been working here? 40 years. Fantastic. You have time? Sit down. Let me tell you. And it made me a little bit more. And I didn't listen to the noise around it. Because now I talk to Dr. Fanike. He's excited. He gives me a chapter and I do the rest. And that was one of the biggest win. I wish I had that same attitude towards everything.
Yeah.
Towards everything. But
Yeah.
I still have those skeptic moments like, should I not? Should I still doubt?
Well, yes. Yes.
I still do doubt. It's gonna work. Is it gonna work? Is it really gonna work? And the sad part is, even in seasons, when you think about friends, it's a matter of what season is going on within you guys? I mean, between you guys. Of course, you're in your 30s, you're losing people, like the friend circle is getting smaller, but guys are getting married. You're not.
Yes.
The dynamics are really shifting.
Okay.
Guys are getting more busy. You are not. So if we used to have our 5 o'clock Java moments, it means at 5 o'clock, you are driving to your next gig.
Yes.
I am not.
Yeah.
And I get mad. I think you're really running away from me, but not really. So I'm with you in one space, and I'm really struggling to impress you. So I'll tell you, I went cut suit and went to. I was doing. Let me not mention that. I was doing an international gig in Eldoret.
Okay.
I don't want. So I go.
That must have something to do with, running. Eldoret International, we are running.
Yeah. So I cut this suit.
Yeah.
And I go to Eldoret, and I realize I still have suits which I've not worn in my. Yeah, it was a debt I
Okay.
accrued. Yeah, because all of our friends are going to this place to cut suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just had to go with
Like
the.
I could get one from my closet, which
Yeah.
I kid you not. I think I have nice fashion sense. So to speak.
You do.
Thank
you do.
So I mean, I can always repeat a suit, and you might as well not know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, today is white and green, tomorrow is black and gray. You will not know. I'll do the waistcoat tomorrow, the other day. You will never know.
Yeah.
And I'm busy trying to impress and feel like part of the flock.
Yeah.
And so I cut this suit. It was done very well. Thanks to Locastry.
Okay.
Thanks to they did a dope suit. I went to Eldoret, did this gig, finished, and then I realized I'm in debt.
Where? Okay. Because of a suit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm realizing these are the things I'm saying. I did not know these things.
Yeah.
I was so busy trying to fit in, trying to really impress, trying to really be part of, not missing out and all
Yeah.
that. And I was just one word away from living an authentic me, just being honest and saying, dude, I'm not doing this. It's as well me taking you to a tailor and watching you getting you measure twice, cut once, and I'm seated there watching and I say, you look good, bro.
Yeah.
It's enough support. We don't have to all be in the same material or whatever and look apart. And so these are the things I realized, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I'm
Yeah.
getting it all wrong.
Yeah.
I'm getting it all wrong. Yeah, so that's it. Can I get some water? I really talked.
Actually, though, that is a great idea. We will get you some water. It's just, for me, I think the thing that is striking me about your journey is that, number one, a lot of entrepreneurs do not understand the importance of visibility
Yeah.
on social media, especially. We take it for granted. We assume if the business is doing well, then it will bring in customers. Okay. And that's all that you need to do. And especially if you're a service oriented entrepreneur,
Yeah.
if you're, for example, you as an MC,
Yeah.
you're building your personal brand at the same time building, your professional brand, And so an important part of that is visibility. We're living in an attention economy these days. Like everyone, you open YouTube, how many channels do you have to watch? It's like
Very true.
millions.
Yeah,
Okay,
very.
I think actually it might be billions
Yeah.
now. So how do you stand out from the crowd? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, in order to stand out is that you need to be authentically yourself. You need to stand out, from the crowd.
I think this lecture should do every day.
Yeah.
Like wake up and get stand out. Like,
Yeah.
I really need it. Yeah.
And just be yourself, because that's the only way to stand out. There's no one on this planet who is exactly like you.
Yeah.
Therefore, if you just be yourself,
Yeah.
your chances of you reflecting yourself
Yeah.
are 100%, as
Yeah.
opposed to you trying to, The other thing that's interesting about your journey is the fact that we always talk about peer pressure and peer influence
Yeah.
in regards to teenagers and
Yeah.
adolescents.
Yeah.
And then we don't realize that even in our 30s
It is really there.
Yes.
It is really there. That's
Yeah.
very true. It's very true. And I think, again, as I said before, we have a fear that we do not know that we are facing.
Yeah.
We have things that we're dealing with. I'm afraid I only have like a group of 4 boys, quote unquote, whatever guys call the boys club.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of that.
Yeah.
And the moment one wants to leave you, you panic, you get into this frenzy, unknown things and ideas come to your head like, why is he leaving this park? Where am I? And as the older you get, you're more busy to start again creating friends.
Yeah.
And I think I was thinking about it and I said, it takes more time to create friendships. It even so hard, you don't know where the lines are of creating friendships. Like you go say hi to a lady, it's like, you have to be very careful with what even and how you say it so that it cannot be termed as sexual or
Yes.
flirting or anything. And if it's boys, it's why do you want to come in? Are you trying to spy on us? Why did you leave? It's just a lot of things that are going around you and you do not know. So I am really, really, really coming to realize that I am also a friend.
Yes.
Yeah, to someone else. So
Yes.
I can wear as well as if you go or do anything to me, I can also be a friend to somebody else or actually realize that I'm an individual who has to really work on myself. And those are the things that we don't work on.
Yeah.
The fear of what somebody says is abandonment. It's very real.
Yes.
It's
yes.
very real. It's
Yeah.
very real because, and with all these things that are happening in life, midlife crisis, you're losing parents and what have you, you actually realize, oh my goodness. The world is slowly becoming, I'm slowly coming back to being me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm alone.
Yeah.
I am alone.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
alone. I don't know if people know that the older you grow, heartbreaks are more real than when you are young.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
We can't pretend about it.
Okay. Uh-huh.
We can't pretend about it. I think they are.
Okay.
Personally, that's me. I think heartbreaks, and this is heartbreaks even for male friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they are more real. More real.
As you get older.
Yeah, because these are the people you share with very deep, embedded, down secrets. And the moment these people go, your first fear or reaction is, they're going to use it against me.
Yeah.
They might use it against me.
Uh-huh.
And it's because you've really concentrated on a very few people. It's like a house with pillars.
Yes.
So when pillar one falls, you'll definitely shake.
Yeah.
You will definitely shake. Definitely. I don't know how people pretend and come out and say, I'm good. You're not good.
True.
I don't know if that's what you face, but that's me.
Uh-huh.
The reality hits hard or rather hits home when you're alone. Let's stop this pretentious, rambunctious kind of this face we put up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you do. Okay. So I have a question now.
Yeah.
At what point do you know that a season in your life is ending or it's time to adjust, it's time to move on? Are there any
Indicators?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think they are. They are. Things like time, just from top of my head, things like time. If we used to spend a lot of time together and you become more busy with this particular podcast, this shows somebody's transcending. Because I'm not going to be your guest every time. You have other guests, you have to keep schedules, you have to keep...
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
I think time is one of the biggest thing. And then there's a spiritual check, which I really align with.
Okay.
And being a Christian, there's just a spiritual check. You actually realize there's a lot of disturbance. In the sense that things which are very essential, like peace, is robbed from you.
Okay.
Yeah. Things like peace is literally robbed from you. There's a difference when it's a small disturbance, but the disturbance is elongated, is a long period of the same situation. They know that the seasons are really changing.
Okay.
Yeah, they are really changing, and they're changing fast. And also, what else? And actually the environment, just environment.
Yeah.
Whatever's changing around you in terms of, look at your friends. And it's not about comparison, it's just observation. When your friends, in my age, I'm 36, so when your friends start getting married, when your friends start having families, when your friends start making, those big moves, the like mega moves in life, then you start realizing, oh yes, seasons are changing. So it's either I align or I keep on wallowing in the same place and complain.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, God. That was fresh. That was very fresh. I hadn't thought about it.
No, I find it interesting when you say, when your peace is robbed from you.
Yeah.
That I think I have seen. Like
Yeah.
literally, you're trying to cling onto a life that you knew.
Yeah.
But then your life is just it's changing.
Yeah.
And it is causing you a lot of discomfort. This is when you tend to lose the most money, you lose the most friends. You probably, for a lot of entrepreneurs, this is when you go through a season of being auctioned or, considering declaring bankruptcy. There's just a lot of things that happen that signal to you, this is it. It's a wrap. It's time to move on to the next, So that's really cool. Now, my question for you is, how do you adjust? Like once you've seen the signs, like everything is falling apart, your friends no longer exist in the way that you knew them to exist before, what do you then do? What is the next step? And especially if you are, because, especially for you, your business is a very big part of your personal life.
Yes.
As opposed to, let's say, if I run a construction business, then the construction business can be there. And then me, I am here.
Yeah.
But you, as an MC, you need to be settled, comfortable, and at peace in order to do your job. So how do you fix it?
It's, wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. How do you fix that? Can I use me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to use this. This is not textbook, guys. So you can study this, but it's not a textbook biblical truth. And I'm just saying this because I've realized we will go to self-help books and sometimes we get it all wrong. Yeah, because we will only look for books that really speak to what we want to hear, not what we need to hear.
Yes.
And so one of the things I've realized is people to start enjoying their solo moments. Just your solo moments, those late nights alone moments.
Yeah.
They're very important.
Okay.
They get you a lot. Like you start thinking about the day. You think about the day. I do that. I don't know if everybody does. I do that in prayer sometimes.
No, there are very many people who have difficulty being alone.
That's it.
Yeah.
But you all know it's not, even if you're a parent, your kids will go to sleep at some point.
Yeah.
And you'll remain alone.
Yeah.
I know. For those who are married, they know the other person turns aside. It doesn't mean you all sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my mom still. She's somewhere in Kindu Bay. I'm in Nairobi right now. There's a time in your life you'll have to be alone. And you have to, embrace that. The reality is embrace the moments of being alone. And this allows you to really write. When I'm angry nowadays, I've realized I write more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
For objectivity. I journal a lot for
Yeah.
objectivity. It makes me get objective. And sometimes you really realize, well, you was not the problem. I am the problem.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'll keep on blaming you and your life is going on. What was my part in it? And I remember one of my friends called Ruth is the one who said this. Every time you have a quarrel, please ask yourself, what was your part in it?
Yes.
it gives you more objectivity. And not blame, it's just giving you objectivity of sense that I should have handled myself better, right? I would have been more composed, we would have gotten here. Have you ever heard of people saying, I don't want to say things that I will not unsay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are the things.
Yeah.
That's moments of anger.
Yeah.
And so that's the quiet moment for me has really worked.
Yeah.
Mine is not only quiet, I'm quiet in prayer, I'll read a book or quickly journal. In fact, I'll journal a lot. And I realize I write a lot when I'm mad.
Okay.
If I give you one of the,
One of your
the
diaries.
essays, you'll just feel my pain in it.
I'd love to read this.
I will definitely send you some. I wrote one and I sent somebody. It was like, oh my goodness, you are so mad. I was like, did you notice it? Like, yes, it's in the writing. And then when you realize, I come to realize that I gave them, whoever, the power to destroy me.
Yeah. I
am the one. When I write, I realize I was the source of my weapon of destruction. So I'll tell you something, I'll open up to you, and you have consistently used it against me, consistently, and I'm stupid enough to come and repeat it. And then when I write, I realize I overspoke.
Yeah.
I overshared.
Yeah.
This is not the right person.
Yeah.
I won't do that again. So I'm not mad at you. I become first mad at me because I'm fixing me.
Right. Yeah.
Than to you. Then that's when you're alone, I think it allows you to understand now your environment. When you're alone is when you realize time has changed, environment has changed, the peace is robbed. When you're alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do not know that.
Yeah.
And that's when people talk about peace, they think it's not machetes and bombs and grenades.
Yeah.
There's this just internal disturbance. It's just a turbulence of, why did I do that? You constantly... When that thing is gone, I don't think people function well.
Yeah.
You come into the office and you're kicking on everyone if you're working in an office.
Yeah, this is true.
You're projecting now.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. What's good about the morning? You'll be like, you're irritable.
Yeah.
Because you didn't fix it. You didn't
Yeah.
fix it. But when you're quiet, you'll realize actually you fix it. You actually fix it. And if they're sober people, you'll actually call or text. Or I remember this particular time, one of my friends just said something very small that it really triggered me. It was like, what did they really say? He said something. It was very small.
Yeah.
But it really disturbed me.
Yeah.
I tossed and turned and could sleep until 12. I called him. I called him like, hey, dude, whatever you said. He never knew it was in
was
passing.
a big yeah.
For him, it was an in-passing thing. It's like somebody tells you, it's like, Abel, unajua hiyo ndio imekuwa shida yako for long. This has been your problem for a very long time.
Yeah.
I was like, I was confiding in you. How is it becoming public that it's my problem? You just embarrassed me. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And so I called him. It was 12. I was like, hey, dude, that one really hit me hard. He was like, but what did I say? I was like, but I dude, how do you say that? In a new space.
Yeah.
You don't say such things. For me,
Yeah.
it was very offensive.
Yeah.
And when I talked to him, it was like, I actually slept after that.
Okay.
But it was very apologetic, and he really meant it. It was like, I didn't mean it like that, man.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. It was part of the banter. I got high on the banter,
Yeah.
and I didn't mean it like that, man. I'm so sorry. You woke me up. I thought man, but I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to. And I think it bruised me so hard, and we distanced.
Yeah.
And I was young and growing.
Okay.
And then I met a group of friends who now were beating it into me. Like, these are people you will sit down and, they tell you like it is.
Yeah.
They call out your nonsense and they praise your...
Yeah.
But you really have to take it. If you cannot be reasoned with, then no one will ever... You really have to take it. Like, that's life. I mean,
This is true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we do have a lot of instances where we take people a lot more personally than we should. Like, we take people seriously when really, quite honestly, we should be cutting ourselves and themselves some slack, you know?
Yeah.
And also the other interesting thing that you've said is journaling and, you know, spending time alone, which equates to meditation. I suppose you're meditating on your life. You could be doing an actual meditation where you close your eyes and you reflect. And these are all ways of coping with depression and anxiety.
Oh, really?
So, yes, yeah.
Oh,
so you're right
stuff.
on tracks.
Oh, look at my God giving me this juice.
So now, Final question. You're
Yeah.
36, as you've said,
Yeah.
your friends have slowly gone off and gotten married,
Yeah.
and they're having children,
Yeah.
and now their priorities on
Yeah.
a Sunday is
Yeah.
after Kanisa, tunaenda
I
wapi?
know. Bouncing castle. I
You
thought
know.
I thought we live in families. Oh my goodness.
So, are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Oh, ladies, he's single. So, holler at him. Use the social media handles that you see down there and get in touch with him because, as you can see, he's very well presented,
Fine wine.
very well spoken, and I assume you now know how to manage your money better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the big money bag now. Yeah. I'm going to surprise that money this time around.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you for popping up and for gifting us with the lessons that you have learned.
Yeah.
I have actually sat back while you're talking and reflected on my own friendships and thought to myself, guy, and even me, there are times when I really did need to do that or spend that money or go to that place.
Yeah.
So why was I doing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, sawa, and we will see you soon. Remember, please use the social media handles that you see to get in touch with either Abel or the Failure Effect. We'll see you next week for another one just like this one.
Thank you.